Welcome back, everyone. I'm the MoeChicken, and today we are going to Ghost Castle. Ghost Castle, where there are torches and platforms. Huzzah! Now, in the interest of full disclosure, this is the second time I am doing this. Let's talk to the rabbit first. Hello, rabbit.
You finally made it to Ghost Castle, the final stage. Many strange and mysterious ghosts lie in wait for Fred, and
Oh yeah, learn that too. Our guy is not named all those other names I called him. His name is Fred. Now I remember.
cause no end of mischief. I'll be waiting for you just up ahead near the exit.
Okay, so he's gone. So, yeah, this is actually the second time I'm playing because my first episode, I lost the footage! Oh, the tragedy of losing footage. Actually, what's even worse is I lost the video footage and not the audio footage. So I've just got like an audio file of me talking about just nothing. It's not even there. So, first thing we're gonna do is go in here. You need 50 crowns to open this door. Come on in. So in here we have a bonus thing, which is a giant pool table. Huzzah! And we're gonna play this. So this kind of took me by surprise when we were playing before, or when I played the first time, because I forgot that you had access to it like immediately when you got to Ghost Castle. Like I remembered that it existed, but I didn't remember that like you could just immediately go here. And it's exactly what it looks like. It is a billiards table, and you can play, you can play pool, and you get a crown if you win. It's just kind of like a bonus for getting enough crowns. And it's also, I think, all that crowns are used for in the game, other than just sort of like, kind of I did it points, perfection, or like perfecting the game and all that malarkey. But, oh, go in. Yes, I am an expert pool player. Go! And I scratched. That's because I'm an expert pool player. I scratched again. That's because I'm an expert pool. Nope, I didn't scratch a third time. Okay. Wait, yes I did! Huzzah! I'm so expert pool player. Go that way. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is all that you use crowns for. And I remember that this existed, but I thought it was a bonus for beating the game, not for getting crowns. So it was a surprise in the now lost episode of Chameleon Twist when, because like, so Ghost Castle, this last stage, is sort of like a maze isn't really the right word. It's not really a maze so much as it's just sort of it's a big, castle. You just kind of wander around. It's not like it's less like a course and more like an environment to explore. So, I was just sort of like, okay, well, what's over here? I walked up to that door and it was immediately like, hey, you need money, you need crowns to come in here. And I thought what it was going to tell me was, you don't have enough crowns, but then it just sort of said, come on in. And I was like, okay, I guess I have enough crowns. Neat. Alright, this is not a good place to do this. Hit! That's not the color the 7 ball's about. Oh, it's a 4 ball. That might be right. I don't know. The 7 ball was always my favorite, billiard ball. Is that weird? To have a favorite billiard ball? Did I sink it? Nope. Oh, I almost sunk it. Alright. Come on. Come on. Let's see. It's kind of hard to figure out where you're hitting the ball with your tongue. Hit. Go in. Go in. Go. Come on. If I can just sink this last one. Alright, let's see here. Because, like, even though you can do this, I don't know, it's just not, it's not like See, I was aiming over there and the ball went somewhere completely different and it's going to scratch again, I bet. Yep, it did. Cool. Does it just come down wherever I'm standing? That might make scratching, like, a pretty good, strategy for trying to sink it. Let's see. Oh, it moved it away. Okay, well, let's see here. Whoop, there we go, alright. And your reward is 1 heart and a crown. Yay, crown. But yeah, so I just kind of walked over here, found that, and then I was surprised. So, since I have to play this level again, we are going to go a different way. I went gaggle before, because I always do. So I'm going to go to the right instead. We will see what's over here. Find out what's going on in this section of the Ghost Castle. And I saw all kinds of unusual, like strange and unusual things my first time through here, including those little torch guys. They're the standard enemy of this level, along with some like how would you describe it? It's sort of like a Chinese lantern, but it's got an eyeball on it, and it kind of opens up like a Pac-Man. What's down here? Oh, it's just a pit. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. I thought there was gonna be something down there, but well, there wasn't. Yeah, it sort of looks like a Chinese oh, there's a crown. I want that, though. I want the crown. Okay. It looks like a Chinese lantern, but it's got an eyeball on it, and it opens up, and it's got a long tongue. It's kind of a common, like, Japanese goofy type. What's going on here? Okay. The room has rotated. Neat. Alright. What do I do? I guess it's just... I'm just supposed to explore now. I really don't know anything about this side of the house, so I'm kind of excited to find out what else is in here. So, saw those Japanese lantern guys, saw a lot of those little torch guys. There was some barrels spinning, too, which was just sort of like they were barrels spinning and I had to jump across them. A variety of different things, but we're going to find out what's this way, because so says my video recording, which decided it didn't want me to have that other recording. Oh, jeez. Can I make it over? Let's see. There we go. Oh. Darn it. Fred! Fred, I blame you! I know you're just doing what I told you to do, but I blame you. Yeah, this is kind of a... I'm glad I bothered to figure out how to do that, like, pole jump thing, or that, like, the pole vault thing, because you really do need it a lot of the time. Like, there's so many situations, especially in, like, the Desert Palace, where you had to, or Desert Castle. I immediately went to, like, Link to the Past Desert Palace, which is probably one of my favorite palaces in that. Actually, you know, honestly, I like all three of the, Oh, I know where I am. Okay, so when I went before, like this way goes towards the barrel spinning room, and then I guess it comes together here with the gaita. I think that's what you call that. They're those wooden Japanese sandals, and I don't know why they're, you know, coming down the stairs for some reason, but I killed them. That's what's important. And in here we have a spinning room. So I guess the experience will be pretty similar to when I did it before. So the objective of this room is to just try and get across the other side as the room like constantly rotates, which is a cool effect. Kind of reminds me of there was a stage like this in Super Castlevania 4, which was pretty cool too. It used some sweet Mode 7, and there's a lot of candles and torches and so forth in here, and I'm just going to run past all of them. I might be able to get something for killing them, but at this point, I just want to beat the game. Because this will be the second time I've beaten the game tonight. So I want to do it again. Get it over with. Get it over with! And now we're going to have to fight plates and such. The objective... I got very confused here the first time because I didn't know what to do. You're just supposed to kill the mirrors. Oh, you're supposed to kill the mirrors, but it looked like I killed one and they both died, so... Maybe there's like a boss... Oh, this. So... I just keep relating back to the episode that no one else will ever see. I didn't know what to do here. Like, I saw this, I was like, oh, there must be an invisible pathway. Nope. Okay, maybe I need to use my tongue to latch onto these things. Nope. And then I remembered the game showed me at the very beginning. You're just supposed to light the candles. Easy enough. And sure enough, if you wait too long, they will go out. So you have to make your way across them quickly. Which, you know, pretty standard game stuff, I guess you could say, but it's still fun. It's still fun. Now, one of the things that I talked about during the, again, Lost episode, which I will continue to refer to, because it's still in my mind, even if no one else will ever see it, is how the N64 was a very interesting time for 3D platformers. Because, in many ways, a lot of the games were very... experimental is the closest I can come to what I'm trying to describe. A lot of the games felt sort of like incomplete, or like they had sort of a general idea of what they wanted to accomplish, but they didn't really necessarily have the wherewithal to finish the total goal. It's the same sort of strange kind of wonkiness that you get from a lot of a lot of NES games that weren't put out by like Nintendo or Capcom or Konami or something like that, where you can see sort of the idea they were going for, but parts of it feel unfinished. Like this game, for example, the whole bonus level, like that billiard thing, it's neat, but it just sort of feels... arbitrary is not really the right word. Oh, well, that's good, I guess. I hit something, but not what I was aiming for. Not really arbitrary, but it doesn't feel like there's any reason for it to be there. It's just sort of like, now there's a pool table. Neat. You know, it's like, this is a cool thing to find, sure, but why is it here, you know? And, there were a lot of things about the N64 period where that kind of happened, where it was just sort of like, you know, like this has always sort of stood out in my mind as the paragon of what I'm trying to describe, where a game feels like it has an interesting concept but didn't know how to like fully flesh it out. Oh, there are those lantern things. See, it's got like a mouth and like an eyeball, and it shoots at you, shoots fire at you. Yeah, I think I've seen these guys before in like, I think in Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, there's like that pumpkin zone, and one of the stages of the pumpkin zone, like most of the pumpkin zone in that game, is sort of like, I guess, Western ideals of like Halloween kind of stuff. But then, you know, because the game is Japanese, they have one level that's just like Japanese stuff, and it's like traditional Japanese horror, which is cool because it's nice to kind of see, you know, Japanese horror. I don't know. But yeah, I remember these guys were in that level, and yeah, I think that's probably the first place I ever saw this type of monster. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this idea of sort of incomplete games, just sort of like a game where it feels like the game designers had sort of an idea that they wanted to accomplish, but they could only do so much with what they had, and so they produced something which, in the end, feels like an almost unfinished product. Not that that's necessarily bad. I mean, I actually have enjoyed playing Chameleon Twist again, for all that there have been some particularly frustrating areas. You know, hint, hint, kids, what was it, Kids Zone, Kids World, Kids Land, something like that, Fall in a Hole. It's very important. What's over here? Oh, there's a heart. That's useful. But yeah, you definitely get this sensation that, oh, there's a crown over there. I want it. You, die. Okay, let's see. Well, I got it. That's cool. I fell in the hole. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to say that, like, I've enjoyed playing this game, but it definitely feels very much of its time period. Feels like an N64 game, and I feel like you also like that sort of this thing that I'm struggling to put a you know, kind of a handle on, is very much an element of the Nintendo 64, and I think it's because, you know, the N64, like, as compared to, for example, the PlayStation. I mean, there were a lot of very strange games for the PlayStation, but somehow I feel like they've I don't know, what would you say? Endured more, or they're more notorious, or I don't know how you describe it, but it feels like the N64 is more out there in some ways. And I think part of that is because, you know, the N64 was largely designed for polygonal gaming, whereas the PlayStation was designed for like multiple types of gaming. Like there are a lot of really great 2D games, like amazing sprite work on the PlayStation that wasn't really a thing on the N64 because it was designed around polygons. With the N64, they were kind of restricted to using polygons, and so game designers had to be kind of creative, and you wound up with... Okay, here we go. This is the boss. This guy took me a little bit to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. So, it's a bunch of objects. They form together. They're the shoes, the body, and then they form the head. So, you're supposed to lick those colored balls. You are supposed to lick the colored balls. Once you have licked all of the colored balls, you move on to the next stage of the fight. But it's kind of annoying because he likes to, like, retract the balls, meaning it's very difficult to actually hit him. And then he does this. He shoots it out. He swings. And you can sometimes get in an easy hit, but I didn't do it. Like, when I did this the first time, I had, like, one ball left on the, his left side, and it just wasn't happening. So, once I lick all of his balls, I can move on. And, there's just one left. There's just the one left. Oh, there's just the one left. Come on. There we go. Okay. Well, that's great. So now he's going to transform into his second phase, where he becomes kind of like a tank. So he transforms, turns into a tank, and starts shooting. And the objective here is to suck up a bunch of balls, and then I'm supposed to, like, constantly hit him so he gets smaller, and so you want to have as much ammunition as you can. And then you go up, you shoot him, and there you go. That was way easier the second time. Okay, Fred has won the day! Huzzah! And then we go to credits. You know, speaking of sort of wonky N64 games, that's it. 6 levels, a bonus game, and then credits. No big boss, no big exciting to do. You know, the only reward for all those crowns that I was so obsessed with is just playing pool. And then you get to watch Fred do this extra level. That's it. So this is Chameleon Twist. You know, I kind of rambled, like this series was probably strange from start to finish simply because it's completely unintended. But like I was saying, it has been fun. It's been fun to go back and play this game that, despite the fact that I have experience with it, it's very, like, sort of weirdly limited experience, because I mentioned this before, but I didn't ever own this game as a kid. I rented it, and I beat it all in one go because, as you just saw, it's not very long. So it kind of sticks out of my mind as this just, like, strange weekend where I just powered through this one game, and then it was gone from my life forever until I bought it again, you know, like, within the last year. So, I don't know, it's an interesting experience. But I do still think it's fun. I mean, it's not gonna be a game that you're gonna spend a lot of time on if you try it out. It's gonna be a game that you play for a little while. If you decide you really want to, you can go for the, you know, try to get all the crowns. But other than that, it's just sort of like a, what would you call it, like a popcorn game, I guess? A short-term game. A game you just play for a little while. And you just kind of go through it. Anyway, I think Fred is almost finished. There's the Super Mario Club and Famiga 64. And then there's the rabbit. He's going to talk to us. Hello, rabbit. And Fred is still sleepy. So tired. So tired. He's been running all this time.
Fred, you followed me all the way here. Did you enjoy our adventure? Come and visit.
Nod. Nod. Oh no! Magic! Magic! Looking around.
Us again sometime.
It was a long delay.
I'll be waiting for you.
Also, why is the top line darker than the bottom line? And then, suddenly, the blue sky. Oh, the sun is so bright. Where am I? The log. Could it be? Did I make it back home? Jump! Boop! Yep, back home, but I've got a sweet new backpack. Check it out. So the game ends much the way it started, with a chameleon on a log, and he just kind of waddles away. That's the end of... Then does that, freaks out, starts hopping. That's the end of Chameleon Twist. Clear stage, all of them. Crown 110, total time 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 11 seconds. That's it, that's it. That is Chameleon Twist, the end. Hope y'all enjoyed it. You know, if you're sitting around, you want to try something pretty weird for the N64, you know, boot it up. It's a fun game. It won't take you very long. So, this has been Chameleon Twist. As I said numerous times at this point, I have enjoyed playing it again, even if it was unexpected. I'm the MoeChicken. I'm signing off.